Welcome back to the One the Only Ultimate Wolf. I'm just making sure my mic is working. Good, it is. I just heard myself. Sounds good, too much rain. Hey, it's been I don't know, but when are you gonna respond to my DM? Hmm? Let me ask you that. As let's see, a while ago, when you're good, when can you see them again? And you never responded to that. But when I sent you that link from X, you responded to that. So you literally just ignored my message and responded with to that different message. Yeah, it's here. I mean, it's literally above that picture. I literally of that thread. Here, it's literally right under your response. There, I just replied to it, and you can see the damn message. It's literally at the bottom, and then I put question mark in it. It's been hectic. My bad, G money. Yeah, yeah. There, there. I got two new figures today. Technically, I didn't buy them. I'll answer in a sec. Someone's literally messaging me on the game, so a different game. Nice. I would get flatlined, but right at the red alert mode, so I don't need the new mold of the figure. I'm also just sharing the link to a few people on, and I'm also gonna do the streamer thing. And I might go grab someone else to watch. I'll say this: they're both deluxes. One's not so good, the other one is better. Oh, she joined the other day. Hold on, what now? I think she joined the other day. Wait. Yeah, right now. just gonna stick to the Autobots. Fans, I saw some fan stories today. Wait, what? Bryce Bussey. Damn. Okay, can you stop messaging me so I can play my game, do the shit? And send this person the link, then I'm gonna start chatting with them for a minute. But yeah, they're two Autobots. One's better figure, one's not. Sounds good. Yes, I saw your text too. Okay. Let me just do this thing, which is I can do on the phone and the PC. Come on. Phone, why aren't you rotating around? Now you rotate. One, two. Alright, I'm just sharing the link, yeah. Yeah, I don't really care about that ad. There we go. Pinned it, so that way it's right there. Okay, here's how about no. Okay, can you? Alright, let's go back and get to these figures before it gets later in it. So. Oh yeah, two new figures. They're both deluxes, really. Or at least one's Voyager, one's deluxe. Yeah, they're both deluxes. I just outside in one box. You'll figure out on your own. I'm gonna do this. But yeah, Eric, why haven't you responded to that message? Come on, you send me other shit. You haven't responded to that. Alright, let me go turn my thing on. There. You can see both boxes too. I did remove that one bad. Also lower that camera. Down there, there's both of the figures. In frame. Frame. There you can see both of them. I'm gonna move that mouse to the side because I don't need that. Okay. There. Nope, I do not need that tab open. Let's see, I got TFCon in March. Yeah, and WinterCon in March too. So we have to be busy in March. TFCon and WinterCon. Like they're not the same week, so I can at least save some money before then. What one's in Anaheim, the other one's in Los Angeles. All right, yeah, there. I'll deal with you later. All right, so yeah, here's both boxes right there, and a few other figures. That's right. I was just doing something. I just had to send a picture. Oh, where? Okay, here, I'll look at the boxes. All right, let's look at the boxes there. I told them I was live, so I'll deal with the bunch later. All right, so here's their boxes real quick. Yeah, they're both Alexas. So there you go. Prime. I'll look at Prime first, and then I'll just see Spray. Prime's not the best figure. Well, Devastation Prime isn't the best figure. I'll get into that, but I also have some other stuff which probably see it in frame. And you can't really tell because they're more off camera. You could kind of see one of them. Oh yeah, here's their, well, the box for Prime. I'm just gonna go that camera there. See it there. So yeah, it's the deluxe package. You can see the front, the window right there. You can see the image of this robot in truck mode. You can see the steps right there. But it's 21 steps for the figure. Transformers Studio Series. Transformers Devastation. Devastation Optimus Prime is the new mold. They are releasing a 3-pack of him in 3 different colors. And that one also has a gun. This one only comes with his axe. This one I like better than that one. And this is single. So there's a side you can just see it. It says Autobots and both Transformers Studio Series is deluxe. There's the rest of the image. Other side there is another image of Prime. Right there. Back of the box you can see like a little game shot. There you can see that. Then yes, I do know they have the side swipe and the wheel jack. They're Target exclusives, and that's just the siege molds. I already have the siege molds of them. Siege slash Earthrise. Hey, that's good. At least you're still here. And that's all that matters. You can listen whenever you want, or watch whenever you want. That's good. At least you're here. So, all right. But yeah, there's the box. The box. Yeah, it's kind of going around. That's the best. Robot truck mode. There's images. Yes, it gets come with the Matrix. It's not painted. It's in great plastic. I know Toyex does have a set for this, so you can give it much more detail. Check your gun on that set for this figure. And I know there was like a Go Better released upgrade kit that gave him like fillers and a bunch of other stuff. All right, so there's that for the box. Let's get it open. I'll at least transform both ends around the same time. There's that. I'm gonna get this. Okay. Open up, cut the box, and it also does say on the back, Optimus Prime stops the Decepticons from turning Earth into a new Cybertron. But also on that, the Target exclusive Dev Prime, the Dev Station Wheeljack and Sideswipe. The Sideswipe had a major issue when it released. Seeing they fixed it. The Sideswipe had Red Alert's head, even though you can tell it's Red Alert's head is slightly different sculpt. And how they just revealed, they released their Devastation Bumblebee. So there's Devastation B. There was a Grimlock in the game as well, so we could get a Devastation Grimlock. But since I already have Sideswipe and the Wheeljack, I particularly have two of the members already, instead of me going and buying out them again, as those are Target exclusives. Target exclusive. Alright. Open. That. Get that white piece of paper, which you don't need. I'll throw that to the side. There. That works. Okay, I'm gonna move the scissors to the side for a sec. Here are your instructions. I'll quickly look at these. And then you have your figure, and it has a little plastic bag. So here's your instructions to transform Prime into his alt mode. Right there. So there's, open, well, at least it's folded. And I'm just going to open it fully. There you go. So there's that. And yeah, I'll show it a little bit better. So yeah, it tells you how to equip the Matrix. Oh, it tells you how to remove the Matrix, attach the solar stacks. It tells you his doors can open. Yeah, it tells you how to attach his Matrix and attach the smokestacks. And it also says, hey, you can hold the Matrix, remove the Matrix. And it says you have to remove it. And then it also tells you, hey, if you want, you can give him his access as weapon. And then it goes into his alt mode transformation. And then, yes, the axe can store in his alt mode. Not the best storage, but it can store. I'm going to put that to the side. And yes, there is Prime right there before I take it out. Let's see what's in this little bag. I have a little tissue paper. If you don't know, this is where they used to store the accessories. I heard they changed it with the newer figures. This is where they used to have it. Their accessories, so. There's that. Let's see, you get the smokestacks and you get the axe. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this paper back up real quickly and then just kind of wrap it back in that corner. Okay, there. Alright, now there. I'll show the accessories in a sec. Let me grab my scissors. And let's reprime. And so I have no idea where I'm going to display him. I already know where I'm going to display Speed Spray. I'm just going to rearrange that shelf. And is there one up right there by the windows? There, that's all of the little snips. No, that chest one didn't come out. No, okay. Is that all of them? Now? Nope, there's one on his left leg I didn't remove. Or snip, I should say. But yeah. There, he's free. I'm gonna set from right there. I'm gonna throw this back in the box. Yeah, we'll see what I get at TFCon and WonderCon when I go. Those aren't until March. TFCon's like, what, the first weekend of March? First or second weekend of March? I'm not looking at my calendar so hard. No, it's like what? And then, yeah, then WonderCon is the last week of March. At least look at that. Well, real quick, I have my phone to my left. Okay. No, let me go to the one thing I do know Martin Luther King days in a few days, actually. Yeah, TFCon is when I'm going is March 7th. So we got technically second week of March. Yeah, right before daylight savings. So yeah, March 7th will be the TFCon hall. I don't know what time, but yeah, that'll be that. Yeah, WonderCon's like the end, so 28th, I believe, is when my takes are for WonderCon. So March 28th, I'll be doing a WonderCon haul. Okay, I just checked this. And I'll start that. Okay, there. But yeah, I have those two coming up. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna throw the scissors back off to the side. And let's see how well looks. If you can see how it looks. Looks. Wait, where's the matrix? Okay, his chest is hard to open. That's the first time I've said that. Yeah, the matrix is already in the chest. So it doesn't, like, it's not loose accessory. Limited waste rotation. Like, let me attach the smokestacks to prime, then I'll look at, the articulation for Optimus. So the smokestacks, there is a little post and a tray tab. That will just go in on the top shoulders, so there, they come separate, so you just gotta attach it. So there, he has a smokestack. And the second one is just say anything on the opposite shoulder, a little peg. And that's so you can give him his smokestacks. Okay, there. So let's see his articulation wise. His head can not look up or down. It's limited. You can rotate full 360 if you want that. Oh, it could technically look up. You gotta undo that panel it's on. So you could technically bring it up. It cannot look down, that's the thing. Arms can go back for him. Let's see. If you move that joint back, you can get them further back. If you lift the arm up, you can get them further back. Speaking of which, the arms can go that far out. Bicep swivel. Sorry, bicep bend. And you have a swivel too. Yeah, he has a full 360 swivel. There, and his fist does have slight articulation. It can only go in, but that's granted for transformation into his alt mode, which we'll take a look at in a bit. But yeah, well, there's that. Same for the other side. Let's see, waist. A little waist. Not that much, so you get a half swivel instead of a full 360 swivel. Half inch forward and back. No. No, it's locked. And I'm just checking being something physical. Okay. All right. His hips can go forward, so you can do a front kick. Can get a back kick, it goes up to there. You can get outward kick right there, so you can get an out kick. And right there. So you have that range right there if you want. Obviously, knee bend, single knee joint. Thigh swivel, it's at the lower selection right there. So you get full 360 swivel level, which is nice. The foot can do ankle tiltage, so you get that much ankle tiltage. Just tab into the foot. Just have the foot will tab in. And the feet can go down. So that's all. They can't move up. That would be nice for some poses. There's that. Let's give him his axe and see how he looks with that. And oh, here, you know what? Let's do the matrix first, and then I'll do the axe. Storage. The axe even store on it. It's one thing I should have looked at the instructions for. That's one on the right. Nope, they don't even tell me if it stores. There's slots on the back, but nope. Alright, let's. No, that won't fit. Okay. So let's do the matrix. So you open up the chest, this kind of parts to do. There, open up the chest right there. You can see there is the matrix. Can you hold it? Sorry, I saw a notification on my phone. I was just seeing if it was important or not. Okay, and then probably have to get a tilt to get the matrix out. Get it with the axe. Alright, where's that smudger at? There it is. This way I can just grab it, because this is hard to get out. I'll leave that over there for a sec. There. The matrix is, like I said, unpainted. It's in this white plastic. That's his matrix. It is done in the white plastic. So also the same plastic has his thighs. It looks like about the same. Same as the white in the crotch. Can he hold it in his hand? And there is some molded detail on in his chest where the matrix would go. Can you hold it in his hands? Oh, the arms could slightly move forward, so that's nice. That band, okay, do this. And there is a little notch on the bottom of his fist, so his matrix can sit in. But can I get him holding the matrix? I'm gonna do this off camera to make it easier for me. It would be easier if he had hand rotation. His fist could rotate. So I literally got it and then the hand came undabbed from the matrix. You could get the matrix in, you just gotta get his hands just right. So yes, you could. That's the best I'm gonna get it. You can see that here. I can give him that so that we can light the darkest hour. That's the best I'm gonna get the matrix in his hand. Okay. Let's get him posed with his axe. That's it, I don't know. I'm gonna pose him when I do the thumbnail shot for the reviews. I'm gonna also put the matrix in his chest so I don't lose it. Is it? So I'm just gonna put it back in here. It's nice he has a matrix, just granted it's unpainted, so we'll see what Twinrx says if they can, give it stickers. To make it look like the matrix is instead of, unpainted. Painted. But yeah, like I said, there's that Deb B, so could get that Deb B when I find him in stock. Alright, so there's that. Let's give him the axe. So the axe would just peg into the fist. You can just peg it into the fist. Come on, go in your home. Go in your home. Go in your home. Go in your home. Alright, it's height going in. That's good. There. It's in the hand. It's in the hand. He's holding it. He's holding it. So you get like that. Like he's gonna give you, like he's mid swing. Oh, that's nice. There. I got it more in his hand. Now I don't know if I'll remove it. But there. That way it's like he's mid swing. So that's kind of nice. That's the nice thing that this about this axe. So, I wonder how I'll pose him when I do the review. I could do it like that. It would be nice if you had that like head tilt up. And we'll see if we get any more DevCons. Obviously, there's the DevCon 2-pack. I just realized. But I was thinking more about the Autobots. That's why I didn't mention them. Would have been nice if he had that waist, then I could keep my, since he does have that half of that waist right there. So if you want, you can get him like that. Granted, when I do that thumbnail, when you'll see what I do for the thumbnail. When I do it, his review. Here like this. Bring forward slightly. And that's, I think, good pose. Granted, yeah, it would be better if you had that head up movement. There was just a little plastic left over the pan. But yeah, I would have loved that head movement, so that way, that would again like that. But yeah, there you go. You have that. We're gonna set Prime to the side. Let's take a look at good old Seaspray himself. Let's see what Seaspray has to offer. If he's better or worse than his Prime. Okay, I'm just gonna mute the mic for a sec. Let's still be here. Wherever the mouse is. There it is. Okay, I'm back. Let's go. See about Seaspray. Thanks for that pleasure back away to the side since I don't need that. Okay. And then with the mouse. I don't need that for now. Here's the box. Let me bring my camera up. Or clear up. There you go. So it's similar to the Retro Braun, which I will talk about in a minute. Well, this retro line. I got some glare from the computer. So, all right, but yeah, there's the box. So you can see it's the G1 inspired artwork for Seaspray. You can see the figure. There's nothing on the sides. So I'm just gonna flip it straight to the back. You can see the G1 text back. You can see the G1 artwork. That's it. So we will probably be getting another the same Seaspray, just more show accurate. This is more of his G1 look. Like Braun, we got the 86 Braun, then we got the retro Braun, which is more of his G1 toy look. Same with Bumblebee, more G1 toy inspired. Same with what Gears and now Wheelie, even Outback too. But yeah, there's that. So you can see he has the propellers right there. You can see his compass into his blaster. So he gets blaster. And he does use. But yeah, there's that. Anything else? But yeah, I do have Ron over there. I got him, what December, October? November? One of them. Yeah. There is that. So there you go. And it doesn't even say ages A and up. Like I'm A and up, so there. Good to this. But alright, so I'm just gonna carefully remove this and then remove him and then look at him. So I might get the other mini bots I have from the recent line. It's not like any of the older ones that I have. Oh, there, I ripped the back a lot easier than I did with front and the Hot Wheels one. There's that. Just gonna while we're right there. There's his instructions. There's that white paper. I'm just gonna take the white paper out. Because again, I don't need the white paper. It's just, like the classic warning paper and that, something like that. I'm not really gonna look into that. Yeah, his instructions. Let's look at Seaspray's instructions. So yeah, it comes folded up in like so. So yeah, unfold it at the three bends, and straighten it, open it up. Open it up. Okay. Bingo. Okay, he has 22 steps. It shows how to do his weapon storage, which the weapon storage is easy. It's literally the same thing as robot mode, so it's not rocket science. Okay, there's the instructions. And then there's front, and right there, and then back. And do his auto mode. There. So just hold this up. However, it was folded. I'm gonna put this to the side and look at him normally without the instructions in my way. But I'll get these instructions back out when I go to transform Seaspray into his alt mode, into his hovercraft mode, but I'll transform with Prime. So yeah, I'm gonna get the figure out and then I'm gonna just throw him off the desk back in there. Power Glide too, because he was a mini bot and he was revealed recently. Okay, let's get him free, so I'm just gonna throw that back in there. I'm just gonna get free his down. Is that the only one holding him? Yeah, that was the only little plastic string holding it. Alright, don't need scissors. Anymore. Okay, he's freed up. Deal with that. Okay, I'll just bring a little bits in there. Alright, let me just free his gun, and that's everything that I needed free. And I'm just gonna throw his box straight to the side because I don't need it anymore. It's right there. I'll get it later. Alright. I'm gonna strain Seaspray out and split the feet. There you go. Here is Seaspray in his robot mode. By the way, these retro, I shouldn't say this now because if you haven't seen the Braun review, the Braun unboxing. The retro line is a Walmart exclusive. So you only find these at Walmart. The Devastation, the Target MT, the Target line, there's another exclusive line that's at Target. So you have exclusives for those stores only. So if you're out of the US, then I don't know where you will be able to find it. But yeah, anyways, there's State Spray in his robot mode. There you go. So he looks how it looks. Those can spin, so that's nice. So you can spin these. Both of them, so there, you get that. Let's see. Head. Can look down that far? Roll out. Hey, Blue. It's been a minute. Head can look down and not up. Spin. Yes, you just gotta hold it at the back and front. That's the way I would sculpt is. Are you, Blue? Our arms can go out up to right there, so you get a good out range. So rolling that camera back down there. There. Elbow bend. A little bit more than 90. What it looks like. And swivel right there at the elbow. No wrist. The wrist is solid. It does not move. Rotate. So I'll let you know if you want to move the wrist around. I'm good. Yeah, I've been doing good. 26 has been good so far. 26 has been good so far. There's that. So let's see. Does he have waist or ab crunch? Waist, yep. No ab crunch, but hey, at least he has the waist swivel. Well, full on waist swivel like that Death Prime. He doesn't. Hips can go slightly forward, so you get limited forward. You can get full back if you want. And hips can go out, yep. Thigh swivel, yep. Does he have ankle tilted? Yes. But it is locked. You get that much tilt. There's this little piece right there on the there's this little section that stops it. So you can't get full tiltage, but you get right there. So you get some. Or you can move that down. Oh no, that's just another. As I just realized there was a little plastic string wrapped around this foot. I was holding it in. There is now he's freed up. Because he got that blocked out the foot. Well, that would blocked out one step from his transformation when it would have transformed him. But yeah, that yellow piece works for transformation. Joint. And that's why it's there. Yeah, that's for transformation. Alright, so there you go. No forward or back. Well, could get slightly back, but it doesn't really work. There's that. So yeah, I'm gonna pose them up, and then maybe get the other mini bots out. I can do it with the right. The gun goes in his hand. Here, let me do weapon storage, and I'll do that. And I don't know how I'm gonna pose them up again, so that's always a fun part, right? So yeah, if you want, you can give him the gun right there. So it's a shoulder mounted gun. If you want to have him a shoulder mounted gun, or if you want to give him a hand mounted pistol, hand mounted rifle, you can give him a hand mounted rifle, which that was kind of a tight in, but there, he holds it, so you get his gun. You can do that. I forgot to. I'll figure out I'm gonna pose them when I do the review for him. And yeah, elbow rotation. If I didn't mention that, obviously bad. Making sure that little plastic string is not on the left. But yeah, we'll see how I pose him. His knee's kind of locked in, so you gotta untab it. That's nice. So not like fully untabbed. Oh wait, sorry, his bis could go down, so from right there and then go up that far. But yeah, that's all the articulation he has. Yeah, I've been good. Mostly been playing Marvel Rivals a lot recently with friends, so mostly been doing that or playing Lassie on my phone. So either one of those games, because those two I'm mostly busy with. But yeah, there's that. I'll run the outputs and look more when I get the reviews. That way I'm not like on a time limit crunch. What's that? Alright. Here, let me grab these since I have these guys available. There he is with Retro Braun. Braun. There you can see Braun. And since I saw the other two made bots. Notice in the Christmas haul I got this one recently. And one other one. I'll grab him in a sec. There he is with Cosmos. Cosmos. Here, I'm gonna move over. And the tank, everyone's favorite tank bot, Warpath. Warpath. There you go. Yeah, so that's the 4 mini bots that I do have. Granted, I'm not counting the different bees. I'm counting more of the retro G1 inspired ones, like these. But yeah, there's the 4 at least. Mini bots, the current released ones, I should say, that I have. One older one. But hey, it's still a mini bot. Still works out. Still fits well with the others. There's that. I'm gonna move these 3 off to the side. Might transform back into alt mode so I can at least do alt mode person. So I'm gonna quickly do that. Not hard to transform, so I'm just gonna do that off camera since I already did these 2 on camera. Well, I did them on camera when I did the review or unboxing. Just quickly transform them into their alt mode, and then I'll put them off to the side and bring them back in when I get the suit spray and his butt mode. And just quickly transforming Cosmos in the background. Bring it back, please. There we go. Path I am at least transformed in a minute. Okay. Osmos on this last step. Cosmos Sun. I'm just gonna work on Brawling and Warpath real quick. Uh, and there, I'm just finishing up Braun. His transformation to his go mode. Braun Sun. I'm just gonna quickly transform Warpath, and like I said, I haven't done him in a minute. Warpath almost done. Just gotta do his legs, and then he's done. He's in his tank mode. There we go. And now, oh, okay. path on this one. Our path is done. Let's see. Okay. Okay, now your last C notification. Okay, it's an easy one. Wait, really? Okay. Okay. There you go. They're in all mode. I'll bring it back in later. All right, let me grab depth prime. There. You just send them both up and get them in their all mode. To hit a struck and it sees the range of his bow. Load. I'll look at the instructions and try to do it, the best I can. Sometimes I'll mess up and then I'll get it, or yeah, mess up, but then I'll get figure out more later. I'm not on live. Give me your wax. Come on, give me your axe. There you go. Okay, I'm just gonna get them both, weapons free for now. And get sea spray. Getting this weapon out. While using instructions, just so you know. No, so I'm not, guessing because I don't want to mess up and break something. But yeah, I'll try to show detail again. Both Autobots. Okay, C can go there. Prem can go there. And yeah, C3 does have 5mm ports on him, so if you want, you can armor him up. Okay. Or, I put some weapons on him. The armorizers, weaponizers, fossilizers on him. Okay. Let's transform Optimus into his truck mode and see how this looks. See if it's better. So his head goes up and spins around and goes in. It goes up like that. Will spin. So always like that. And that will sit right there. That's nice. Here, so see how this bit is right there with the robot mode backpack. You want to bring this up, and then this will go in. That will shift down, and that little section will fill out the roof right there. So that will fill out the head, the little opening. This side and fill out the roof, so it's flush. Okay, that's nice. Flip out the wheels and tab them in. Flip them out and tab in. Tab in. And tab in. Done. That will free up the waist. Swivel. And sandwich, spin, 180, so like that. Okay. I'm going to flip those to the back and bring forward. Flip these sections right here to the back. All the way or like that. Okay. You see, because these little tabs holding the bumper. And you want to open up that gray section and bring it all the way around. That little like gray assembly into the back. So it sits right there. So that way this is more extended. And now you want to bring out that front grill. Also, due to row element transformation, you do have this gap right there. There's that little gap right there. Bring these back around so you can see what I mean. But yeah, there was that gap right there. You can kind of see there's a little gap. And although it gets fixed, so you don't really see the gap. There, and then there's going to be a gap at the bottom, but that could get covered. Okay. And then you want to bring down his foot, bring down his heel specifically. Heel first. So heel first. Make sure his foot is tapped in. So it's not, no ankle tiltage. Okay. Bring down his foot. Bring down the foot. Open up this side section on his legs. This little gray section right here, the white section you want to bring up there. As I brought the in. We're almost there. Okay. You want to flip out this thing in the middle of the legs. And on this leg, on the side, there's this little circle section. There, you want to flip that out from his trailer port. And then you want to flip out the wheels. So then you bring these down. Yeah, so that way he has wheels. Now, you want to bring the waist back, or the hips at least forward, so they're sitting forward. And there is little tabs on his hips that will peg into these sections too. So that way that's locked in. So it shows in the instructions. Wait. You want those little side bits out. You don't want to bring them back fully. Then when you get those legs up, you want to bring those back. So, yeah, I did have order, but it's this is how it's gonna look. So okay. I don't know where my camera right there since it gets smaller. Tapping the legs. So I do see they're at least together in the pictures. Bring his arms forward. So bend at that elbow bend. Bend at that elbow. And bring forward. Forward. Bring back these arms on those hinges. Back. 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 Okay. And then bring them, folding the fist, bring up forward. And bring those arms forward and then bring up these. Let me just camera off for a sec. And in. Go in your home. Go in your home. In your home. Go in your home. Go in your home. Why don't you go in your home? Why won't you go in your home? Why won't you go in your home? Go in your new home. What the hell is blocking it from going in its home? Go in your home. Go in your home. Go. Why the hell are you not going in your home? Why the hell are you not going in your home? It's just this side. Is the arm straight? You're tapped in right there. This would get bent. Go in your home. You got to go in your home. Got it. And bring that up. I don't know why it bought me, but when it's home, then after you do this, then you want to bring this out, forward. So these will sit right there, so then it looks like the desk. Upstairs. You're done. I'll show weapon storage in a sec. There you go. Rolls. Rolls. Really good. Okay. Yeah. You can see it's long legs and short cab. You can see there's a trailer port right there. So if you have a trailer, you can put it on. It's a 5mm post. What it looks like. You do have, this is just the toes sticking out right there. But yeah, I mean, you can't see anything underneath the roll, but you can see anything how the cab works. Yeah, see how what works in the back of the head. So the slot on the back goes into that open slot. What came untapped? What came untapped? I thought I heard something come untapped. Sure, there. So yeah, the axe can sit right there in the back. That's it. We'll see what I have to say about him in the final thoughts. If I like them or not. Yeah. But I mean, it is also a simple transformation. It's not hard to do. All right, let's take a look at Sea Spray. Grab Sea and raise instructions and get him transformed. Okay. He has more steps, so he might be a lot more fun. We'll find out in a minute, or I'll find out in a minute and let you know. But yeah, we'll see when I do this review in 2 weeks from now. Okay, let me ring C and middle. All right. Sea Spray. So spin his head 180. So his head's looking at his back. Well, looking in the back way like that. The arms you want to spin at the bicep. So there, the elbows you want to spin only. So the elbow is pointing backwards while the upper shoulder is still in the front. This section right here, you want to lower. I didn't say do that. Okay, it's on the friction hinge, so I just tapped it back in. Where am I lowering you to? Lily, your arm is blocking it. Up right there. I believe that's how you want it, so you still have access to that hinge. Right. How far do you want it? So it's like that. So it's more open. Okay, let's see. Bringing this panel up, and I mean, if you want, you can put a weapon right there, or some storage on the 5 million port. And bring that up. And then you want to bring what? What? So basically, there's multiple double hinges. You go wherever you go. Fun. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. Where do the double hinges come in tab then? As it shows on the instructions, there's multiple double hinges for this roof assembly. I have to bring the arms back to lock it. Unlock it. No. What? Excuse me. You want to lift up and pull up and pull up. Pull up. I got it. I got it. There, you can see there's that section pulled out. All right. So forward. Wait. And this will go in right there. There. Okay, that's nice. And you want to bring your arms down, and then bring that panel at the bottom up. If it goes in, go in your home. Go in your home. Go in your home. Why don't you go? Why don't you go? Here, almost one side's tapped in, the other side's tapped in. And then you want to flip this section out. Flip that little intersection out with it. Up, about, up, oh, wait. Up. Flip, there's the little middle section, and I'll flip out. Flip up and out. Grab that, bring that down. Okay, and then you want to flip the instructions over. And then you want to bring you out, and bring you in the middle. And then you want to untab the legs and get them back, and then tab in. And tab back. Yeah, I know it's not pretty much on camera. When I do the view, it's going to be a lot better. A lot better. Tab in. But when his review get done, I don't know. I have to adjust the schedule for him and the dev prime. And then you want to back and there and tab in, and then bring forward. Forward and tab in. That will tab in where? Yeah, these will tab into that section. And that will bring in the legs arms in. Where are you supposed to sit? Do you want that forward? That. Hey, and then you rotate that, and then yeah, I had the arms positioned wrong. I just caught it. But the good thing is I'm almost done with this one. It was there, and that's it. It's a big hovercraft. There you go. No rolling wheels. You can see there's a lot of bot symbol. There's the blue, and there's the white. Oh wait, there's the hovercraft. The head sits right there, but you can't really see his face since that's kind of blocked out. Yeah, you can see there's that. I mean, their top's not clean. a little bit at the back do spin. And both spin independently. But yeah, there's that. You can see there's front. There's the Autobot symbol right there for alt mode. So and here's the underneath. Yeah, not the best underneath. But I mean, this is Seacraft, so it's not supposed to be in the air on the ground. I mean, slides if you want to. Okay. Anything else? That's that. There you go. And then after this is supposed to go with our own water. And we're gonna re-tab in the front. That just came untabbed again. The bud symbol doesn't look lined. Here's with that prime. And then we grab these three. There he is with, there they are with the Kingdom Warpath right there. Cosmos, Legacy United / the Legacy, well, Velocitron Speedia 500. And Brawn, there you go. So now I'm going to move the Brawn person, there you go. Now there, that way you can see there's the 4 mini bots. There's Cosmos, there's Brawn, Sea Spray, and Warpath. You can see, obviously, Warp, Sea Spray and Brawn are from the Retro Exclusive line, which is a Walmart exclusive. The rest aren't. So there we go. But yeah, there's that. They're good figures. Sea Spray, I like how the legs transforms out this whole section hit underneath the leg, the foot, and then you fold it out to get this look. There's that. There. Sea Spray is good. Mini bot. Just straighten it out there. But yeah, I do like how the propellers. Roller spin. I don't know what they're called. These black things at the back. I don't know what they're called in the Sea Spray. On the hovercraft. Yeah. Rudders, spinners, whatever. It's my swag. I'll call it whatever I want. Alright, anyways, I've been the Ultimate Wolf. You can find the Ultimate Wolf on Instagram, the Ultimate Wolf on Discord, Ultimate Wolf on Twitch, the Ultimate Wolf on X. We're just pulling up that at Ultimate Wolf. Yeah, at Ultimate Wolf 19. And also the Ultimate Wolf on Reddit. At u/the Ultimate Wolf YT, all capital. Only the U is the U is lowercase. And the slash was normal, and then everything else was capital. Yeah, u/the Ultimate Wolf YT. The Ultimate Wolf YT is all capital. And no spaces. But there's that. Those win those two figures. But yeah, like I said, I meant the one. The only Ultimate Wolf.